Hi guys, and welcome to Angling For You Back to Basics. Now, we are on our sister channel, the small channel, where this is about going back to basics with setups, with simple, quick and easy tips to improve safety of equipment, more fish and just a better all-round experience. Today, what is this video about? You'll have seen it in the title. It is my pole setup. So we've done this in the past. It's always good to do a refresher. We're going to go through safety, we're going to go through organisation of where things are, having things to hand, and the, let's say, the must-haves and the nice-to-haves that go along with pole fishing. And everything that I'm going to say in this video, do not have to go and buy. You certainly don't have to go and buy to the extent of the price range that I have. It's just about getting what fits your budget and what helps you with your setup. So we're going to do that. We're going to spin the camera around, and in similar fashion, will there be bits where I'm going to stand and point and talk, and there's going to be bits where we'll walk around with the camera POV style and chat over the top of it. So let's get into that and see the setup. Okay guys, so we are in amongst the box, and what we're going to talk about first is rollers. Now, as you all know, I am cag-handed. I am a left-handed angler when it comes to pole fishing, and I am a right-handed person. I just fish left-handed pole. God knows why, I don't know. I think it's because I like to feed with my right hand, who knows. So firstly, I'm going to stand to the side, and we can see that we've got pole rollers everywhere. Now, this is what I like for my setup. Dual rollers. Now, if you can afford to get them, a double roller is great. Two reasons. If you've got a short peg behind you, you can what they call double break, which means if you've got fishing a longer pole, or you're fishing it in, like for example today, I've been fishing it, I've got an 11-meter line and I've got a shorter line. It allows me two sides to roll on without it moving. So if you roll on the same roller, you'll pull your pole out of its holder at the front and it's chaos. So having a split pole roller is really, really important when you're fishing at multiple lengths, or if you've got not much space behind you. And again, Facebook Marketplace, you can get them from the start on 25, 30 quid up to paying stupid money, well, whatever you want to pay for them really. So on the other side, down here, and we'll do POV, we've got a single roller. So as you can see, this is just one single, and the reason I have this is for my landing net handle. Now, two reasons behind that, especially when I've got the kit safe, which we'll go on to in a bit more detail close in. I don't want it to rub against gravel. Today we've got grass, so it's fine, but if you've got a lot of pegs, they have gravel, or they have chip-ins, or they have just dry ground behind them, I don't want that to drag across that. I want to look after it. It's an expensive piece of kit, and I want to look after it. Even though it's got a cap on it, I still don't want it dragging on the floor. What's good to know is that I've hired that up quite high, and the reason I've done that is so then it's diagonal to my peg. Two reasons again for that. Well, there's actually three reasons. First reason is it's out the way of my kit safe, so I'm not going to smack it into that. Number two, with it doing that, it's a perfect angle to sit into my roost at the side, so it's a good height for me to put my hand on, and it's not getting in the way of if I'm fishing short. And three, once you pick that out there, because it's on an angle, it'll directly slide out your hands towards the water, which is obviously what you want when you're netting the fish. Again, this is the way I fish. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it's something that I've done for quite a long. I never used to. Sometimes I rest it on a bag, but I've done it for a long time now, and it's just the way that I fish. And it also, with it's gripped into there, you can see it's gripped, it ain't going nowhere. It's not going to catch the wind and blow across. It's not going to do anything. It's going to stay on here, and if it needs to slide, it'll slide, and it'll sit against that. It's keeping it safe from the wind. Like I say, we'll go close into all these. On my right side here, we've got what they call a kit safe. Now again, essential piece of kit if you are match fishing, or you're setting your pole up and you want to set up multiple rigs, like today we've been filming up in the water, we needed 2 rigs for that. We're filming short, so we needed a rig for that, and we've got another top kit ready to hopefully catch some fish down the edge. So I needed a multiple setup there, so in doing that, we've got that set up there. It's out the way. I personally don't think you can beat the kit safes that Preston do. I've had them for a long time. They keep everything in there nice and safe. It's on an inclinable sort of twisted knob, so you can have it flat, down, up, whatever you want, depending on what peg you've got. If you're on a really bumble peg behind you, you can have it stood up so you're not into bushes or whatever. It is really good. You can. There's another one where it extends with 2 legs to make it even more stable, but to be honest, it's windy today and it's not moving. So the next thing, and it might not be necessarily poles, setting up your pole, but it's having your bait in a good sensible height, having it close to you. Now I have mine to the right hand side because I fish left-handed and I would never able to do it if I got that in the way. Also, a must have is a pole sock. Now I highly recommend that you get one of those Preston safe ones, the click in and out with a click-in system. Dead simple, dead easy, but it's got a pole sock, and then the other part is just to stick your number 3 or number 4 section down to stop it from blowing away. Essential today when it's windy, and it just stops everything rolling into the pond. Again, the height of the rollers is important. This will all vary depending on what kind of place you're fishing. Got a bit of a rain come over. Generally you want it on a diagonal, and so it's nice and smooth. Take the time to set those rollers up before you fish. Get that right before you fish, because it's really important. What we'll do now is we'll get the camera and we'll go in close and we'll have a little look POV style and see it in a bit more detail. Okay, so we're starting at the bottom and we'll walk down, just see everything in a little closer. There you can see we're on a little tilted angle there, and we'll follow the journey of the pole. The closeness between depends on obviously what pole length you're fishing. Sometimes even people fish 3 rollers if they're fishing 16 meters, and you can see, really important, that kit safe sits just in there. I'm not worried about this one's sat up against the top, this one's sat in the bottom, so it doesn't really matter, but also it could sit and push into the tulip mounts, which is absolutely fine. Side tray, nice and simple, right next to you, and you can see when you're on the peg that how easily, I'm just going to pull this up because it's raining a bit, how easily accessible it is to just reach round and grab those top kits right next to you. And again, with that single roller, comes down perfectly to a tulip and then straight down into the grip mold. Easy for us to get that out. Nice and simple. Let's go back onto the main camera. Okay guys, well hopefully that's give you a little bit of a insight around pole safety, pole setup, and having everything to hand. If you are right-handed, which probably 80% of anglers are, just reverse everything. Everything is reversible to the opposite side depending on which side you are. Your tray will be on the other side, your pole will be on the other side. Nice and simple. The joys of pole fishing doesn't really change, just changes hands depending on which side you fish. So I'm going to get myself out of this rain because it's decided to chuck it down, and yeah, I'm hopefully going to get a little bit of a break in it so I can feed this margin and hopefully have some more fish. So until the next one guys, thank you very much for watching. Tight lines.